All right, you ready? I'm gonna do a power loop over the bridge. Here we go. I did it. Did you see that, man? Woo! No, I didn't see it because I don't have any goggles. Jerk. What's up, guys? In this video, I'm going to be providing you a solution for FPV envy. It's a real thing. And it comes in the form of this LCD. It is an EACHINE LCD5802D. I've been testing this LCD for a little bit now, and so far I've found a lot of things that I like about it. So let's go through what you get in the box. So first up, you get this LCD, and it comes with this pop-up sunshade, which is really nice. It has two dipole antennas that come with it. The connectors on the LCD are rp-sma connectors, which means that they have the little pointy end on the inside. The antennas I already had were outfitted with SMA connectors. So to remedy this, I went ahead and popped the LCD apart and soldered an SMA connector in parallel with antenna B. Now I went ahead and routed it through the case so both of them stick out on the same side, so I can choose which one I want to use. Audio video out, audio video in, SD card, and then your charge plug all on this side over here. I really like how it has lights that shows antenna A and B. So if you're in diversity, it'll be signaling to you with an LED which antenna it's pulling from for the best signal. I like that. It also has a charge indicator. So whenever the battery is getting low and you plug it in to charge it, its charging means red, and then whenever it gets charged, fully charged, it turns green. So there's no need to turn it on and check the battery status on the LCD. It has little indicator LEDs in the bottom, which is great. It has the flaps fold down. So this flap has an indentation on the top, so that one goes in first, and then that one, and the top one goes down, so it's protected. You can just throw it in a bag. I really like how compact and how rugged this is. It has also a mount in the back. It has two mounts. One is your normal threaded mount for a tripod, and then there's this slot mount in the back. I don't have anything that connects into that, but you might. It also comes with a speaker. I just turned the audio off in the menu. Otherwise, you hear a lot of static when you're flying because your FPV camera usually doesn't send audio back. Can we turn the volume down? I want that to go away. Oh my gosh, yes. So these are the accessories that you get with the LCD. This is a really nice plush, soft carrying case that the LCD slides into. Of course, you have to take off the antennas before you put it in, but this, I always slip it in when I'm carrying around. It works really well. And then you get an audio video cable. So this works for your either input or output on the side. That's pretty typical. And then you've got, this is pretty snazzy. It's a power jack for the LCD, but the other end is a JST connector. So if you're out in the field and you run out of the battery, but you don't have a wall outlet, and you have a battery externally with a JST connector, you can plug that in, and then this is your wall outlet. This is a 12 volt, 200 milliamp, just typical wall plug, and that's how you charge it up. Now this is the QX90, but my version of it. The frame that I designed is 3D printed and encases all the wiring internally. It's just as light as a QX90 frame, but much more rigid. And I've mounted the camera so that the motors are not in your view anymore. This is what will be providing the video feed for the LCD throughout the rest of my review. All right, so band obviously changes your band. You can see up in there where the red letter is changing through our bands. And then we could switch the channel. That's how you navigate your different bands and channels. If you want to just auto search, there is this button called search. Obviously you would click on it and it just goes ahead and starts auto searching through all the channels, and then once it gets through all the channels in a certain band, it hops to the next band, and then whammo, it finds the transmitted signal. So that's actually really handy because on the goggles, you've got to go and click the dip switches and then get in the right band and then cycle through the channels. This is so much easier. One click button, you sit there and it just scrolls through everything. The auto search feature is not as smart as I would like it to be. As you click on it, it will search and stop on channels where it gets a partial feed. If you just keep clicking search, you'll eventually find the channel that you're transmitting on. Be sure and double check that the frequency the LCD stopped on is the exact frequency that you're transmitting. If it's off by just a little bit, you'll get a staticky feed. To change the source that is displayed, you simply click the menu button. Clicking through it will go through antenna A, antenna B, audio, video in, and then diversity. The record picture button serves as another dual purpose. If you click quickly and release, it shows a green square in the top right corner, which means it's taking a picture. And if you click and hold, a red dot shows up showing that it's recording. To stop a recording, you simply just press the record button one more time. Navigating the menu is not very intuitive. Once you get into the menu by pressing and holding the menu button, you can select or decrease the value by hitting channel plus, and then increase the value by hitting band plus. So if we're going to go to the DVR, we highlight it, hit channel plus to go into it. The search button advances you forward one file. The menu button takes you back one file. The channel button is like an enter button, and you use the menu and search to navigate this menu. So I'm going to delete this file and say yes with the channel plus button. Once you get to a video, you hit the record picture button and it starts to play. To get out of the DVR menu, you just hit the band plus button. Okay, so the LCD is plenty bright for the inside, but how does it perform outside? Let's take a look and put it in a situation where the sun is blaring down right into the LCD and see if it's possible to make out the video feed. As long as you can use the sunshades to cast a shadow on the screen, this is easily usable in sunlight, but direct sunlight, not so much. Using the two included dipole antennas, I recorded this video at a friend's house to show you the reception and the quality of the LCD. There's more static than you would expect, and that's because I wasn't careful, and when I did the auto search, it tuned to a close match for the frequency. So when I get an exact match, the reception is quite a lot better, but in this video, that's my bad. I just wasn't paying attention. That's why I told you earlier to be careful with that. With a 600 TV line camera, you don't expect to have like HD resolution. However, you might notice that the frame rate seems to be a little bit choppy. It took me a couple of views to really pick up on this. It's something that's almost unnoticeable. But when I go back and forth between this LCD and my Fat Shark goggles, reviewing videos that have been saved on the DVR, it's a pretty stark difference, and you can see that the LCD from EACHINE has more of a choppy video feed, while the Fat Shark goggles seem to be more fluid. To test this out when I got home, I went ahead and put an SD card in both my goggles and the LCD, and I recorded footage from the same camera on the same frequency. So what I'm going to show you is a couple of speed runs through my house, but one is recorded on my Fat Shark Dominator V3 goggles, and one is recorded on this LCD from EACHINE. Here we go. Fat Shark Dominator V3 video feed is on the top right, and the EACHINE LCD is on the bottom left. You can immediately see how the Fat Shark Dominator has a much more smooth, higher frame rate than the EACHINE LCD. I also want to point out that the Fat Shark goggles with the circular polarized antenna is getting more static in the feed than the EACHINE LCD with its two dipole antennas in diversity. For these runs, I made sure that the EACHINE LCD was dialed into the exact frequency that the video transmitter was putting out. I also noticed that this jittery feeling or this low frame rate was an artifact of the DVR only. If you're flying and watching the LCD as someone is flying, there is no lag, there is no jitteriness, it's very smooth. So there's something with the DVR and the EACHINE LCD that doesn't quite seem to keep up with the higher frame rate of the video feed from the video transmitter. And that's a shame. The EACHINE is set up with diversity, it's got better reception, it really is a better platform to record video on, and I don't have to worry about the little SD card in my goggles. But because it has the laggy video feed, it's pushing me back to recording on my Fat Shark Dominators if I want the best video possible. And you know what? That's okay with me. I bought these mainly for the reason of allowing people to experience FPV like I do when I'm wearing my goggles. So as long as the people are seeing a good feed and I'm able to share that experience, this LCD is doing what I want it to. Alright, so what do I like about the EACHINE LCD5802D? Well, I really like that it has diversity. That's something that I've never used before, and the more I get into it, the more I realize that it makes a big difference. Also, I like how this LCD allows you to choose antenna A or antenna B exclusively, or going into diversity and letting it decide whether it needs to do A or B and switch back and forth on its own. I think that's a really cool feature. It's a great platform for someone who wants to share their FPV experience with multiple people. You can get three or four people huddled around this, and they can be watching a video feed while you're wearing your goggles and you're flying. If you don't have goggles and you're using this to fly, and you're wanting to record through this as well, that lagginess is going to be a little bit troublesome. Now, there's still some rough edges to this LCD, like the auto tuning and the menu navigation. There's still some stuff with it that I don't particularly care for. So basically, if you want to use a DVR, I would suggest to get another LCD. And if you don't care to use the DVR, then save some money and get one that doesn't have that feature. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something in the video. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons. And I will see you next time.